Greetings and welcome, troops, to another news Let's Play series. Well, let's have a look at Battlefall State of Conflict. Right, so some time ago I was approached by the developers of this game, the Kyoto video game concern, published by MicroProse, about, doing a couple of videos on this game, and on 2 videos, as much as I liked it, because the game was coming out in early access and they kind of wanted a little bit of publicity, and yeah, I intended to do that sooner, but as it happens I just got caught up in other stuff. So now that I have a little space after the end of Battlefall 3, let's dive into this. What is Battlefall? Well, Battlefall State of Conflict is essentially a game that tries to harken back to the days of the RTS genre, as it was roughly around when Tiberium Sun and Red Alert 2 came out, where building more production facilities essentially sped up the production of units, and you could have massive armies going across the screen doing battle. And that's essentially what they say they are trying to do, and for the most part I think that kind of works. But keep in mind, this game is in early access. Everything is subject to change, including everything from what things look like to game balance. That said, this game is probably being designed to be very moddable, so if you don't like something you can probably change that. Now, the early access does come with a slight campaign, essentially for one of the factions. The first act, I believe, but I also don't know if that's going to be staying that way, if there's anything going to be changing about that, so I don't feel like playing the campaign as it is, because it's okay, it gets the job done, but it just didn't really grab me, so let's just ignore that for now. I'll just showcase the factions the best I can. This game has 3 factions, 2 of which are in the game right now. The first is EFNET, which is essentially a standard military faction that tries to keep whatever they have left together after the fall of the world, because obviously this world has fallen into an apocalypse state. The second faction is the Scrappers, which are essentially everyone else that survived and has scrapped together a force to oppose EFNET and try to make their lives as best as they can. And then there's the third faction, which isn't in the game currently. It does feature a little bit in the little campaign that is there, but not enough that I can really say anything about them. But essentially they are the sentient and AI faction that has pretty much broken the world, based on the little snippets of story that the campaign gave me. But they are so little in the game that I can't even remember the faction names, so you probably look that up. So yeah, the third faction is called SEL. S-E-L. Anyway, let's do some skirmish maps. So they have a bunch of maps in the game as currently. Again, everything's subject to change. We'll just be playing an Arctic duel. Most of the maps I find are placed in winter areas, which, sure, fine, but... And I'll be showcasing EFNET for now. We'll be orange and start, and we'll be playing against a normal AI with the Scrappers. And make them blue, they contrast nicely. Now, there is mods you can add to the game, in case you wanted to, change how things work. These are not required, they're just optional. And you can pick as many as you like. They're gonna be Gonna be ignoring all of that. This one. Yeah, they remember everything. We'll just leave the mods off for now and just start the map. Here we are.
Constructing.
Out with the construction yard. And single soldier. This is our resource. Pick up. As we go and do battle and build stuff, we gain levels. These are turned into upgrades we can give our units and some buildings. And I think the AI is pretty much very lethal. I do like the style they're going for, but it doesn't feel quite finished yet, so... Alright, let's get some basic infantry going, so we can get a bit of exploration.
Construction complete. Rendezvous set. Constructing. You have been promoted. Unit complete.
As we gain levels, more of these upgrades become available. At the start we can only really get increased maximum HP and heals the unit. We don't need that right now.
Construction complete.
Leave that be.
You have been promoted. Constructing. Complete.
Pick up a few buildings. Right, and we found the enemy faction.
Construction.
Likely gonna come from this side, so give base some rudimentary defenses. These sentry guns are not really great, but they'll serve the purpose. Make the sentry guns I can't upgrade.
You have been promoted.
Let's see if we can do a little bit of damage to the enemy. Place the warpath. I would like some light tanks, please. Rappers already going into full economy mode. Not working. Definitely need better turrets.
You have been promoted.
Upgrades go. We also now have access to increased movement speed, and we can just simply get money.
You have been promoted. Upgrade deployed.
So we all our stuff going. Get some hinds going.
Constructing.
The reason why I'm building another comms is because buildings can give effects within their radius. Particularly the comms gives boosts the range of nearby nearby units.
Constructing.
Efficient and affordable. Moving the tank. Moving the tank.
So let's give my light tanks a chance to do a little bit of damage.
Promoted. Select.
And let's boost the range of my
Complete. Select target. Upgrade deployed.
do I want to keep?
Select target.
You know, let's just make them more durable for now.
Upgrade deployed.
These are just light tanks after all.
You have been promoted.
Do a little bit of damage, get their vehicle production down. Back.
Construction. You have been promoted.
Might need a few extenders. Got some damage. Build some more warpaths to increase the damage we can do. Plasma turrets deployed.
You have been promoted.
Not sure where you two went off to. Definitely seems to be a bit of pathing issues over here. Like everything is going more or less intended it to. Let's do a bit of exploration. That's what the hinds really shine, because they have good vision. Not very strong, but that's fine.
Promoted.
Just boost their fire rate a little. The hinds will shred through infantry quite nicely. They're not great against fences, but they'll do. Let's take down the enemy economy a little.
You have been promoted.
with some heavies on the fields. I think our knights have heads, almost destroyed the Patriarch. We'll stop them from building stuff.
You have been promoted.
My units have gained some nice veterancy, so we'll be able to kill a lot of stuff. Cool.
At your service, Commander.
Alright, not too bad. Yeah, maybe I should crank up the difficulty a little bit for the next one. Anyway. That'll do for this demonstration of EFNET. Now, let's move on to the scrappers. We'll do that next time. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you all. Bye.